Hi, there. I don't know if we've been formally introduced, but I felt it was important to reach out to you. You're Annie, Thomas's wife, correct?
Excuse me? Who is this?
I'm Peggy, Thomas's girlfriend. I assume you're familiar with me.
So, you're Peggy. I'm well aware of your existence. I'm not oblivious, you know. You've left quite a trail of evidence for me to discover. Almost as if you were deliberately leaving it for me to find.
So you did find all of that.
Like when I sat in the passenger seat of my husband's car. The seat was always pushed forward. When I adjusted it back, I consistently found an earring or some lip gloss underneath. I'm quite sure you left those for me to find.
Well, obviously. I needed you to find out about us. Otherwise, you wouldn't leave him, would you? That's why I left a trail for you to discover. Pretty well thought out, right?
Well, your initials were on everything. Sometimes it was even your name. I also came across a photo of you two in a photo booth. I thought you both were a bit careless and not too bright. If I wanted to, I could really expose him, you know?
And what's the problem with that? We can pay you whatever amount you want to exit our lives. It's not a problem at all.
Wow, I suppose you have the means. You're not even concerned about the settlement when we divorce.
I'll do anything for the love of my life. So, I'd like you to divorce Thomas.
I've been contemplating this conversation incessantly. How it would unfold. What we would discuss.
I guess this is a significant day for you. Thomas claims I'm the love of his life. Being emotionally connected like this feels amazing. So in love. But, you know, he's too kind for his own good. He can't even kill mosquitoes, let alone bring any of this up. He can't even ask you for a divorce. Even though he clearly wants to marry me as soon as possible.
Well, that might very well be. But, sorry. I'm not getting divorced because of some affair he's having.
What?
I've always known Thomas was unfaithful. He's been cheating on me since the beginning. There was the girl with the difficult to pronounce name, the perfume girl. The drunk girl, the one who left her dirty laundry in the car. Oh, and garlic girl. I think that makes it 5 since we got married. And now, you. Serial cheater, right?
5?
So, I have no intention of leaving him. You understand, right? Like all the other girls, you don't have a future with him. It might be best for you to leave him.
Wait, what?
Okay, so I have a few things to discuss with Thomas now. See you later. We need to talk. Guess who just messaged me? Peggy. You know her, right?
Who? What? Peggy?
I kept my cool with her. It was a great conversation. But with you, it's different. I am beyond angry. You keep crossing the line. I'm not sure when you'll learn. But you need to stop. This is your 6th time. What's the matter with you?
I'm so sorry. She means nothing. It just happened. I'll end it with her today.
You think I'll forgive you just because you say you'll break up with her? It hasn't even been a year since your last fling. I'm not over that yet. And I find out you're with another girl. Is this a game to you?
I'm really sorry. You've been busy, and we haven't been connecting. You had no time for me, so I got lonely.
That should have nothing to do with this. You promised last time that you'd never cheat again. And you immediately cheated again. Why?
You're my number one, babe. The love of my life. The others don't matter. But sometimes I get bored, you know? Need a change in scenery. I think this happens to all guys. You know?
Are you kidding me? If you think I'll forgive you every time you cheat, you have me wrong. You've pushed me to my limit. I'm contemplating leaving you this time.
Yeah, right. Of course, you won't leave me. You always say this and never leave.
I think it's time to let your family know too this time. You begged me not to last time, so I didn't, but this time is different. I'm telling them everything.
Come on. Wait. Give me a minute. You can't do that. Let's talk about this.
We'll see what your devout parents have to say about this. And then we'll talk.
This is so unfair.
So when are you going to leave Thomas? This is taking forever. Can you please hurry up?
Peggy?
It's been 2 weeks and I haven't heard anything. Were you serious about not leaving him? 'Cause I really won't let that happen.
I'd like to ask the same question. So you guys haven't ended things yet? When I spoke to Thomas, he said he'd immediately break things off with you.
Oh yeah, he totally called me right after discussing things with you. Said you found out, so we need to cool things off for a bit.
Cool things off?
You really think I would just agree with that? And I'd just be okay with it? Let me tell you loud and clear. I am not ending things with him ever.
Well, I can also tell you that I don't think he's worth the fight.
What are you talking about? He's the perfect guy. He's the #1 salesperson at his real estate company. And he makes more than $200K a year. He's also super handsome and every girl's dream. That's why I am going to marry him. I have to marry him.
Cool.
So I understand why you don't want to leave him too. Like seriously, he's every girl's dream guy. Obviously you're going to turn a blind eye to a bit of cheating here and there. But I'm sorry, Annie. There's something else I need to tell you. I'm actually preggers with his baby.
What? Pregnant?
Yup. Pregnant. Can you believe it? I didn't tell you last time, but I'm already 5 months. And of course the baby's daddy is Thomas.
I don't believe this. Thomas's baby? That's...
Yeah. So I'm really sorry. You and Thomas have never gotten pregnant, right? I'm so sorry to have to rub it in. Must be so hard to hear.
Actually, it's not. Don't mistake me for some weak, timid wife who gets depressed every time her husband does something stupid.
Girl, I feel for you. Trying to be so strong. But I know deep down inside you're absolutely shattered. And FYI, Thomas knows all of this too. When I told him I was pregnant, he was a bit shocked. But he was super happy about it in the end.
I can't believe Thomas didn't tell me. He knew about the pregnancy and kept it from me, huh? It looks like he's still the same selfish liar he's always been.
Oh, don't get mad at him. Don't blame him. He probably didn't tell you in order to protect me. 'Cause if he did, he probably thought his shameless and cold-hearted wife would do something crazy.
What? Like what?
Like come to me and demand that I give up the baby or something.
Of course I wouldn't do something like that. And just to be sure, you're for sure pregnant with Thomas's baby, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, who else's baby would it be? I'm not seeing anyone else.
I see.
So, you understand why I need you to divorce him now, right? Kids need their dads. You can understand that, right? So that's why he needs to marry me.
You're right. That's one way to look at it.
You mean that's the only way to look at it? So he's going to live with me and our new baby from now on. I'm pregnant with his baby, so he needs to take responsibility. And you being his wife, you need to take responsibility by getting divorced. And then Thomas and I can live our happily ever after. And I will have the man of my dreams.
Well, he already has 5 kids. So I guess one more doesn't really make any difference to him.
What?
Well, including your baby. I think that's 6 kids in total now. The whole situation is just too ridiculous for me now. It really is time for me to throw in the towel. So thank you for making me finally see the light. You can have him and go live your dream.
Wait, what? 5 other kids? What?
Okay, so I'll see you later. I need to go call my lawyer to get things started.
Wait. Let's rewind a bit. You can't just drop a bomb like that without any explanation. I thought you and Thomas don't have any kids. Am I right? So what are you talking about him having 5 kids?
Indeed, you're correct. He and I don't have any kids. Thank goodness. However, he does have 5 kids with other women.
Seriously?
Remember what I told you last time we texted? Thomas is a serial cheater. What I didn't mention then was that every time he cheated on me with another woman, he got her pregnant.
What? You must be joking.
The first time he cheated on me was before we were even married. We were already engaged. And I found out the day before our wedding. The woman came knocking on our door. Can you believe it?
The day before your wedding?
I was so shocked and embarrassed that I didn't even have the guts to cancel the wedding. In hindsight, I should have. I was a different person back then. He also promised me he would break up with her and that he would never cheat on me again. So I trusted him and continued with the wedding. Shortly after that, I found out she had given birth to his baby anyway.
Wow.
Not only that, but he lied to me and was still seeing her behind my back. And somehow he was paying her child support without me knowing. I was so caught up with how hurt I was and the pain I felt, that I couldn't even find it in me to be angry. I was beyond depressed and crying all the time.
They had quintuplets, right? And that's why he has 5 other kids.
Don't be silly, girl. The same thing just kept happening over and over again. I find out about the cheating and then I find out about the pregnancy. And then they come to me and have the audacity to tell me they will break up with him if we agree to pay child support. Can you believe it? And there you go. So now, he has 5 kids with 5 different women.
No. This can't be true.
Looking back on all of that and writing it all out like this, I realize I totally should have left him at the altar. I was really naive. I had so many reasons in my head to convince myself to go on with the wedding. The wedding is tomorrow, you can't break up with him now. He made one mistake. I just chose everything else over me.
That's so crazy. I can't believe he has 5 kids with 5 other women.
Well, it's nothing to be that sad about, really. Think about it this way. Your unborn child has 5 siblings already. And you're not responsible for taking care of any of them. That's super lucky for both of you, don't you think?
But you're paying child support for every single kid, right? How much is it costing you a month?
Yeah, that. So it's $500 per kid, so we're at about $2,500 per month now. And you can't forget that there are birthdays. And some special events like a graduation or some achievement. So I think we're spending like $3 to $4 grand a month on that.
Are you kidding me?
Wait, that's not all. He's also obligated to pay for a few more things. Some of them go to private schools. So he has to help with the tuition and uniforms too. They also all have their extracurricular activities. So there are costs for that. And then there are the tutors too. So that adds up. So I think ballpark around 10 grand a month.
This must be a joke. You're paying that much for kids that aren't even yours?
Well, he got them pregnant, so he needs to take the responsibility, right? I mean, he shouldn't have gotten them pregnant in the first place.
Wait. This is all a bad dream, right? I can't believe you're paying that much every month.
Yeah, but we're getting by. Scraping by more like it, but, well, we're surviving. It's because he makes so much money that we can afford all this. Plus, we don't have our own kids, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. He does work hard and has a great salary. 10K a month is only 120K a year, I guess. That's still 80K left for the rest of the year. Not bad at all when you think about it.
What are you talking about? 200K is before you deduct taxes. What lands in the bank account is after you deduct the taxes.
Wait a minute.
I mean, there's a whole lot of taxes that need to be paid when you make 200K a year. I think he takes home around 12K a month now after taxes. And once we pay for the kids, there's about 2K left. On a lucky month, that is when there are no birthdays. There's usually a birthday.
You're joking me. He makes 200K a year. And yet you only have 2K a month?
Unfortunately, yes. And then we have to pay for our rent and utilities. Which leaves us with next to nothing. So everything else I pay for.
What?
Yeah, so he makes 200K a year, but his mistakes cost him most of it after taxes. I make a good income myself, so the rest I pay for. So, I guess you're gonna have to find a job too.
This is not happening. This isn't what I agreed to. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and just enjoy my life. This isn't what I signed up for.
Yeah, but a child needs their dad, right? So I'm happy to pass him on to you now. As a man, he's a disgrace. But as a father, he might actually be good.
What do you mean you want a divorce? Are you serious? And you've already signed everything. Without the slightest discussion.
Yeah, well, you kind of dug your own grave, Thomas. So let's not make a fuss about it. I can't be with you anymore. It's just too much.
Wait. Give me a chance to talk this over with you. You're the only one who understands me. And you love me despite all my flaws. You're the only one who will always forgive me. There's no other woman on this planet for me. I apologize to your parents as well. I promised them I would never hurt you again. So please forgive me, Annie. You can't leave me. I can't be without you.
I think you're mistaken. I never forgave you for anything.
What do you mean?
I felt responsible. Because I married you, I thought I could change you. And that changing you was my responsibility. That's why I stayed with you for so long. I also felt like if I left you, which crossed my mind many times, the trail of destruction you would be leaving would have been worse.
That's why you stayed with me?
But I realize now that it really has nothing to do with me. So I can't do this any longer. Once a cheater, always a cheater. There's no changing anything. Especially with you, Thomas. So I'm going to have to nip this in the bud before it gets any worse.
What do you mean?
I spoke with your parents. We discussed everything. We're making sure that you can't get anyone else pregnant anymore. You know they have procedures for that now, right?
You can't force me to get a vasectomy.
We need to nip it right at the root of the problem. So no other dumb chicks fall victim to your stupidity.
Wait a minute. Wait. Come on. There's no way you can force me to do that. I'm not going to do it. We don't have kids yet. If you do that, you can never have kids with me.
You must be crazy to think I would want your kids. I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy.
Come on. Don't say that. That's foul. I can't live without you, Annie. If you leave me, how am I supposed to take care of everything? Every cent of my salary goes to the kids and rent. We're only able to live like this because you make as much money as I do.
That's not my problem anymore. Ask your next wife. She was completely unfazed when I told her that I was planning on cleaning you out in alimony. I figured she was loaded or something.
Loaded? What are you talking about? Peggy isn't rich at all. She doesn't even have a job.
What? She doesn't work?
Well, yeah. I met her at the casino playing slots.
The casino?
We got close, and I asked her what she did. She told me she quit her job a year ago and she's been doing nothing ever since. So I thought she was the perfect chick to just have a fling with when I was bored. So I decided to see her. Wow, and she's super fun, but a total disaster when it comes to being a girlfriend. Marriage is out of the question.
This is all just beyond unbelievable. Now I understand why you two are so meant for each other.
What? Meant for each other? Are you joking me? There's no way we are meant for each other. I make $200K working hard and she makes nothing. And spends whatever she has at the casino playing slots.
I'm telling you, you two are meant to be. Anyway, good luck with her.
I can't endure this any longer. This is absolutely not what I anticipated.
Oh hey Peggy. How are you?
I can't believe this guy. He told me he loved kids, so I assumed he'd help with our newborn. He does nothing. Everything falls on me. I take care of the baby. It would be different if he had money, but he has none. I can't continue like this. Why do I have to work morning, day, and night? I work during the day and then care for our baby when we get home. It's 24/7.
Well, you'd think he'd be great with kids since he has 5 already. But he never lived with them. He has lots of kids but zero experience raising them.
That's fine, but then he should bring in more money to make life easier for everyone. Everything goes to child support, and we barely have any left for rent. We're just surviving.
Calm down, Peggy. Take a breather. It'll be okay. Look at it this way, at least your child has a mom and a dad. That alone is great for your child.
I'd rather be a single mom than be with a totally useless loser like him. I'd rather take the money for child support and raise our kid on my own. So please, I'll leave him, so please take him back.
I have no idea why you want me to take him back. And why would I anyway? He's your problem now.
What do you mean my problem? I thought you said you felt responsible for him.
Yeah, but garbage is garbage. It doesn't miraculously change into something else. He's your responsibility now. Mine ended with our divorce. Honestly, I don't think I ever did have a need for him.
Please. Help a sister out. He's saying the only way he'd give me a divorce is if he can make more money. Or find someone who makes as much money as he does.
You realize you don't need his permission to get divorced, right? Just do it. Otherwise, you'll probably just stay in debt forever. In all likelihood, it will get worse and worse.
What are you talking about debt for all of a sudden?
After we got divorced, something was bothering me. So I looked into it. I heard you guys met at the casino, right? I wasn't sure where he got the money to go to the casino. Because I sure as hell wasn't giving it to him. And he was already maxed out with all his payments. So I was wondering where the money came from.
Wait. And you're now telling me that that has something to do with debt?
Correct. I found out that he has at least 10K of debt from his gambling.
This just keeps getting worse. Oh God. I probably shouldn't be surprised, but I am. He's the absolute worst.
Yup. So I'd suggest you get a divorce. Before this gets worse and you get pulled into the debt with him. I really wish the best for you, Peggy. See you.
Wait. Wait. So you're not going to help me out? I want to leave him too. As his ex-wife, you really need to help me out here.
I have no responsibility to do that, and why would I? You made that decision to steal a married man from his wife. Remember how proud you were back then? Pretty bold if you ask me. So I am sure you will figure something out. Good luck, okay? Chat later. I've heard a lot about them through mutual friends. Turns out, it wasn't just Thomas who had accumulated some serious debt at the casino. Peggy was pretty deep in it herself. I was told it's around 200K now. To clear all the debt, he asked all his baby mamas if he could decrease his child support amount. He also inquired about stopping payments for all the extras he was covering. Obviously, not a single one of them agreed to that. So, they approached his parents, pleading with them to lend the money. His parents were super unimpressed, but concerned for their grandchild. They agreed to help out in exchange for custody. It's probably for the best if you consider their baby's needs and future. Thomas ended up getting a vasectomy voluntarily, so there were no more babies after that. And apparently now, he can't cheat because he has no choice but to work 24/7 to pay back his parents and cover all his kids' expenses. His wife, Peggy, also works nights at a strip club, I heard.